Hi Sneak Peek, I'm Lauren, and I'm here with Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez for their film, The Way, which opens October 7th. So Emilio, for those who aren't familiar with the film, can you tell us a little bit about it?
The film is about Martin's character Tom, who in the beginning of the picture gets this terrible news that his son has died in the Pyrenees in France. So his instinct is to go over and collect the body and bring him back for burial. When he gets over to France, he has this moment of inspiration. He has the body cremated, and he does a pilgrimage, which is what his son was doing when he passed, which is on the Camino de Santiago, the Way of St. James. And it's an 800 kilometer or 500 mile pilgrimage that starts in the French Pyrenees and goes all the way across the north of Spain. And in Spain, at the final destination here in Spain, is where the bones of St. James the Apostle are buried. And so pilgrims have been making this journey for about 1,000 years. Our movie is a contemporary retelling of The Wizard of Oz. Tom is essentially Dorothy, and he meets the Cowardly Lion and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow, and off they go to the Emerald City, but in this case, our Emerald City is Santiago de Compostela.
Tom is a ophthalmologist from Ventura, California. He lives a very isolated life. He belongs to the country club. He's a widower. Daniel was his only son, and they've been cut off for a while. This is a guy who's extremely conservative and self-involved and doesn't look much outside of his own small world. And so this adventure opens him up to the possibility of his becoming himself. That's what the pilgrimage is all about. It's an inward journey as well as an outward journey.
And it's a road movie. I mean, it's essentially this is a road movie where people are walking, and a true road movie, I guess.
Yeah, it really is. We're on the road the whole time. We shot it in 40 days along the Camino and shot it in sequence, where Emilio, as director and writer, had gone over every detail of that journey over a period of many, many months. So we hope we got it right.
Yeah, I heard you took the pilgrimage yourself, is that correct?
I didn't really do it on foot. I was between seasons of The West Wing in 2003 and traveling with his son, my grandson Taylor, who was working for me at the time as my assistant on The West Wing. And we had only 2 weeks, and we were with our dear friend Matt Clark, who lives here in Austin, as a matter of fact. And the three of us were trying to figure out how we could do the Camino in 2 weeks. It was not possible. So we decided to rent a car and drive the Camino, and that's what we did. And when we got to Burgos, which is a town about 500 kilometers from Santiago, we stayed at a refugio called El Molino, which means the mill, and we were at the Pilgrim Supper that night, and the innkeeper's daughter was helping to serve supper, and Taylor, my grandson, looked at Julia, and Julia looked at Taylor, and they've been looking at each other ever since. They're married, they live in Burgos, and so in that sense, Emilio lost a son to the Camino, and that began the whole journey of how to come up with a scenario that would
Work for the film.
Work for the film, yeah.
Oh, that's really neat. Actually, that's interesting that that's not one of the major themes in the movies, like finding your true love or anything, but the other themes that I noticed were life, loss, etc. One of my favorite lines was the line about not choosing life, but living it. What does that mean to you guys?
It means being in life. It means being open to the possibility of change. It means being open to the possibility of anything, and being hopeful that the things that you bump into may in fact create great change and great opening in your own life.
The idea of choosing a life, I think the way Emilio injected it into the film was that by making a choice, so often we're hanging on to something that we're secure in, a job, a relationship, a religion, whatever it is, and it forecloses the possibility of any change. And life is, if it's anything, it's about change. It's evolving. We're not the same person we were today that we were yesterday, in not just physical ways, but if we're growing and evolving, we're better than we were yesterday, or at least different.
We hope to be.
We hope to be.
absolutely.
That's journey, that's pilgrimage, you know.
You said that the movie is pro-people, pro-life, not anti-anything. Did it start out that way, or did it just kind of evolve into that as you went along the creative process?
I am hopelessly optimistic. I am and eternally grateful for all of the gifts that I've been given in this life. And cynicism is the low-hanging fruit that so many of us reach for. I prefer to climb the tree and go a little bit higher and get the stuff that is maybe more flavorful, and that's how I live my life. And so yeah, the movie is pro-people. The movie's not anti-anything.
No.
It is pro-life.
Yeah. And I love the way Emilio says, you can take your parents to this movie. There's nothing
Yeah,
embarrassing.
absolutely.
There's no violence.
Well, when was the last time
sexuality,
you took your
language.
parents to a film?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I was definitely, I definitely appreciate that. I told my friends, I was like, I can take anybody to come see this movie, and it'll mean something different to everyone.
And there's really nothing that happens to Tom, my character, along the journey, and he's an older guy, that could not possibly happen to any pilgrim, and you'd still get there safely, you know. It's a long and arduous journey, but it's equally an interior journey. It's the journey for transcendence, for change, and that's what makes it so hopeful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much.
you.
And the
Thank
film
you.
opens October 7th.